Good morning guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different from what I usually do on this channel. It has nothing to do with perfume or minimalism or anything, but I often get questions from people saying, what other products do you like? What skincare products do you like? You know, what are your favorite shampoos and conditioners? I just think it's human nature to want to find out what other people are liking and using. And I wanted to share some of my favorite skincare products because I have noticed such an improvement in my skin over the last 2 years, you guys. And I think that it's all due to 2 or 3 key skincare products. And I really wanted to share it with you because I'm very passionate about it and I'm so excited and grateful that I've seen the results that I've seen. So I'm going to show you guys 2 pictures and compare and contrast the changes I've seen in my skin from a couple years ago when I started implementing these skincare products to today. And I could not believe how improved my skin was, you guys. Like the fact that you could start erasing sunspots or make a mark on your skin go away, like a permanent mark. That is so great that we have products that can do that for us today. This video is completely not sponsored. I haven't been gifted any of these. I don't make any money for telling you about this. This is just me telling you what works for me, and I was so excited that I wanted to share because I know that there's other people out there who, like me, are in their mid-30s and they're women and they might start to be seeing signs of aging or fine lines of wrinkles, hyperpigmentation, sunspots, enlarged pores, all that stuff that we don't want. I wanted to share with you guys the products that I think have made the biggest change. So as you can see in photo number 1, on the left side of my cheek, I have quite pronounced sort of like freckles or sunspots. Those brown spots that you see there are not like cutesy little freckles that I've had since I was a kid. Those came because of sun damage, and you can see where they are is right on the high point of my cheek where the sun hits. So I know that is from sun damage. You also see enlarged pores, and the skin tone overall just looks very uneven and just not very bright. It's just not a very good complexion. On the right side of my cheek, you can see I have this huge red spot of hyperpigmentation with irregular borders. I don't know what it is. I've never had it diagnosed by a dermatologist. It just sort of appeared after, I don't know, I think in my teens actually. It's not a birthmark, it's not melasma, it's not rosacea, it's not eczema. I don't know what it is. It just all of a sudden was there, and it just was like an area of redness. And people used to come up to me and say, oh, did someone hit you? Did you get slapped? Like, what happened to your cheek? And I was like, no, that's just my skin. So it's been the source of like affecting my confidence level for many, many years. And I did not expect that these products would help get rid of it. But you can see in the after photo, you guys, how significantly that redness has been reduced. And that red mark, by the way, was just getting worse. Year after year it was getting worse, and I think it was because of sun exposure and because I never wore sunscreen. And on the left cheek, you can see the improvements, that the skin tone overall is just more even, and those brown sunspots have lifted significantly, and some of them have actually completely disappeared. So my skin tone overall just looks brighter, much better complexion, just overall more even and bright complexion. And I owe it all to 3 main products. So today I'm going to share with you pretty much my whole skincare routine, what I use, what nights I use it, and that kind of stuff. And hopefully it will help, you know, somebody out there. I do want to say before we start that I am not a dermatologist or an esthetician. I am a registered nurse by profession. So always check with your healthcare provider. Always seek, you know, the consultation of a dermatologist or somebody for yourself. Do not take what I am saying today as diagnosis or treatment. So with that disclaimer out of the way, let's get started in my skincare routine. Okay, so like I said, guys, I have all my skincare products here. Some of them I don't use at the moment, but I wanted to tell you that I have used them and what I think about them, or like tell you why I switched to something else. So I do have a couple of things here that I don't use anymore. I have a couple of things that are really new to me that I can just give you like a limited opinion on. And then I have some stuff here in the corner that is either Holy Grail or I absolutely love it and I just started using it. And I also have this stuff here that I think has made the biggest change in my skin. Okay, so these are 2 items that I'm not currently using, but I will tell you about them in a moment, but I'm just gonna put them to the side. All right, so let's start off with our face cleanser. So something I have been loving, obviously, because look at how much is used, is this Palmer's Cocoa Butter Skin Therapy Cleansing Oil for Face. And it's got rose hip fragrance, I guess, which I'm not like huge on fragrance. I prefer if things don't have fragrance. But this is like a face cleansing oil. And I'm sure that many of you are familiar with the double cleanse method, or like cleansing with oil and then going in with another cleanser. And the benefit of that is that oil cleansers break apart sunscreen and they break apart makeup and all of those particles that are on the surface of your skin, and then you kind of rinse them away. Then you go in with another cleanser to kind of get rid of any residue from the oil and just give it a really good clean. But using a face cleanser alone, like that, will not get off all of your makeup and your sunscreen, especially not for me. I wear sunscreen every single day religiously. This alone will not take off sunscreen. So that is why I like to use a double cleanse method. So this, you guys, I have to say I'm pleasantly surprised. I was a little bit worried because especially when you're just starting out with an oil cleanser and you've never washed your face with an oil, it literally sounds like the worst idea you can imagine, and you think this is going to break me out, this is going to clog my pores, this is going to be a disaster. But you guys, look at how much I've used, and I really like it, and I will probably buy more. I'm kind of a big believer in if something is not broken, don't fix it, and I have had 0 breakouts, 0 clogged pores, 0 blackheads or whiteheads, like no problems at all with this. And this does a really nice job of getting off my makeup and my sunscreen. So this is my first step in my cleanse, and yeah, really liking this. What I was using was micellar water, and as you can see, I really like this micellar water as well. This is the Bioderma, and this is absolutely phenomenal. It does such a good job of taking off your makeup, and it does a pretty good job of sunscreen. The reason I switched to an oil cleanse is because I just feel like this is a little harsher on your skin, because you do have to use like a cotton pad or something, and you have to really rub at your face, and I don't like rubbing and tugging, especially around the eye area. So I do like this though for days that I'm like trying out new eyebrow products or something and I just need to like quickly wipe away the makeup. This is really good for that. But if I'm actually going through and like washing my entire face, I much prefer an oil cleanser over a micellar water. So the next step is my cleanser, and I have been using gentle cleansers for quite a long time. This is the Cerave Hydrating Cream to Foam Cleanser. This is my new favorite, you guys, my new favorite. I don't think I've ever enjoyed a cleanser so much as this one. I have tried like Cetaphil and Neutrogena, Hydro Boost, like all of the gentle Aveeno, like dermatology recommended. I just like something very gentle. And this one's really great because it also has ceramides, amino acids, and hyaluronic acid. So this is really good for helping to lock in moisture in your skin, and it's not drying. And it goes on as a cream and then it turns into a foam. So I feel like I'm getting a good clean, but at the same time it's very gentle. And I've had this for about a month maybe, and you can see like how much is used. So I'm really liking this a lot, and I don't think I'm going to go back to anything else. Again, if something's not broken, don't fix it. Yeah, I really like this, and this does a good job of getting off any like residual oil that might be left from my oil cleanse, which usually there isn't much, and this just kind of leaves my face feeling like it's ultimate clean. So I do really like that. So yeah, as far as like the health of my skin, or like the changes in my skin, like the positive changes I've seen with like fine lines, sunspots, hyperpigmentation, I don't really know if the cleanser has played such a big role with it, but I did want to share this with you as well, just because I really like it. I do 10 out of 10 recommend this. And yeah, no dryness, no irritation, nothing like that. So the next step in my routine depends on what I'm doing to my skin that night. There are certain products you can use together, and there's certain products you can't use together because they will increase irritation. There's certain products that cancel each other out. So what I'm doing next after I've cleansed my face definitely depends on the night, and I kind of do like alternating nights of certain products, and then there's some products that I put on my face every single night no matter what. So let's jump on into that. So let's pretend tonight is an exfoliating night. What I do if it's an exfoliating night, and I don't do physical exfoliants, because I think that they're really harsh on your skin, and a lot of dermatologists don't recommend rubbing physical exfoliants on your skin. They can just be really harsh and really disrupt the skin barrier of your skin. So I like to use chemical exfoliants. So the chemical exfoliant that I've been using for a while now is the acid potion from Moon Juice. This is from Sephora. This was about $50, but you get so much in here, and it just lasts you forever, and I've had this for a really long time. So as you can see, there's hardly any missing, because when you do use this, you only have to use a few drops. This is, I believe, an AHA, BHA chemical exfoliant. So this will help with lots of things. This will help with acne, it'll help with oily skin, it'll help with reducing the size of your pores. It helps get rid of dead, dry skin cells. So this does kind of, it doesn't sting, but it tingles, and definitely a little bit of a tingly slash burny sensation for like 2 seconds, but then nothing else. And I don't get redness or irritation or anything like that, but that kind of tells you that it is working. So this is supposed to be a resurfacing exfoliator. Yeah, and I quite like this. I was using it like 2 or 3 times a week. I think that was too much. So I do this maybe once a week, twice a week, at most. Yeah, so that is the exfoliator. So if it's an exfoliating night, I will literally put like a few drops of this just in the palm of my hand and just apply it with my fingertips all over my face, avoiding the eye area. And then I will go in with my moisturizer. And my holy grail moisturizer that I have been using forever, and I just keep repurchasing it, is the Cetaphil Hydrating Night Cream. So this little jar is about 20 Canadian dollars, but this is a really good cream. It's very rich compared to a lotion. Lotions are not rich enough for me. I have dry skin. I'm not an oily skin person. I'm not even really a combination skin person. I'm a dry skin person. So it just doesn't work for me to use a lotion. I need a cream. And this is really great because it really moisturizes my skin, doesn't make it feel oily or greasy. Sorry, I'm shaking, you guys, because I went to the gym and I've had lots of coffee today, so I'm just like vibrating. But yeah, this is like my holy grail face cream. I just keep going back to it, Doesn't matter what I've tried. This is probably my 4th or 5th container. So this is what the cream looks like. And like, it's a pretty heavy cream, you know, it's not gonna run out of the container. It's really, really good. It's very gentle, it's fragrance free. One little tub actually lasts me for a decent amount of time. So this would be my next step if it is an exfoliating night. And then I just leave it at that. I don't complicate things. When you use an exfoliant, you don't want to be going in with other items that can possibly cause irritation, because the more you put on your face, the more risk of irritation, and chemical exfoliants already can be a little bit irritating just at baseline, so you don't want to go then like topping it with retinol and vitamin C serum and a whole bunch of other stuff. So when I do an exfoliating night, we follow up with moisturizer and we call it a day. One exfoliator that I did just pick up that I haven't had a chance to use yet is the Ordinary Lactic Acid 10% with hyaluronic acid. So this is supposed to be a really good, gentle, across the board, everybody can use it exfoliator that you use about once a week, and it's supposed to work similar to the Moon Juice. This is an acid, it's an acid exfoliator, chemical exfoliator, but apparently this is quite gentle, and also because of the hyaluronic acid, it's a little bit more like moisturizing. So I'm really, really excited to use this. I've heard great things. A lot of dermatologists have recommended this one as well, and it's very affordable. It's like $7 or $8. So I will update you guys at some point in the distant future, let you know how this works for me, but I'm really excited to use that one. Okay, so now let's move on to the items that I think have made the biggest difference in my skin, because I didn't start using the exfoliator until like probably 2 or 3 months ago. So the items I've been using for the last like 2 years that have made the biggest change in my skin are 2 things: a retinoid and a hyperpigmentation or a skin brightening agent. So let's get into that. These are the ones that I think have made the biggest difference in my skin, my holy grails. I don't think I will ever be without them. So the first one is a retinoid, and this is adapalene, and also the brand name Difference. This is adapalene 0.1% topical gel. Here in Canada, you do still need a doctor's prescription to get this. You cannot just go in and buy it over the counter. In the States, you can get it over the counter. There's so much data on this product, you guys, and there's so many videos out there, and there's so many dermatologists talking about this on YouTube. This is the gold standard when it comes to not only acne treatments, but also anti-aging. This helps, from what I understand, increase collagen production, increase skin cell turnover, help with exfoliation, helps with fine lines and wrinkles, helps with the overall complexion of your skin, the texture of your skin. This is like the gold standard. So from what I understand, they started giving this to people for acne back in the day, and then they found out that it also had anti-aging benefits, and so now it's used for both. So I have been using this particular tube for 1.5 years, 2 years. I think I started using it summer of 2020, and it expires in 2023. so I've got lots of time, and there's still a lot left in the tube because you only need a pea-sized amount and you don't use it every single night. So this lasts a really long time and I absolutely love it. And so what I do if it's a different night or an adapalene night, again, I'm not going in with anything else that could possibly cause irritation. I am simply washing, using the Differin, following up with a moisturizer. That's about it. And then I also could follow up with like a face oil, which I'll talk about in a moment. So yeah, so I basically just wash my face, take a pea-sized amount of this, like a large pea-sized, dot it all over my face, avoiding the eye area, and then I rub it in, and I really make sure that I kind of press it into my skin, give it a second to set, or to like do its thing, and then I follow up with moisturizer. That's really about it. One thing I have started using in the last week, literally, is a face oil. And this is the Biossance Squalene and Vitamin C Rose Oil from Sephora. And this one looked like it checked off a lot of the boxes that I wanted to check off when I was looking for a face oil. I just felt like sometimes my skin still was quite dry and I wanted something to really lock in moisture and just help my skin retain its moisture while I sleep. I have to say, so far I'm pretty impressed with this, you guys. I don't have any breaking out, no irritation, no like blackheads, whatever. I was a little bit nervous, but the thing you have to remember about oils on your skin is that as long as you're applying it to clean skin, you shouldn't have an issue with breakouts. What happens is if you're applying it with like dirty hands to a face that isn't clean, because what oils do is they are occlusive and they will trap underneath whatever is on your face. So as long as you're applying it to clean, freshly washed and moisturized skin, it shouldn't be an issue. Again, I'm not a dermatologist, but that's just what I understand. And this has a very gentle, like very subtle rosy smell, like very subtle, kind of like rosehip oil almost. You don't need much of this. 2 to 3 drops, rub it all over your face. It does make your skin look and feel quite glowy and quite dewy, which I really like. So I still have yet to see like obviously long-term changes with my skin, but I do really like using this. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I do if it's a Differin night. So again, I do want to reiterate, you do not mix adapalene or Differin with an acid because both of those things can be irritating and they can cause irritation, and to put them together you're just asking for redness, dryness, and irritation. And yeah, I'm sure if you've ever had that, you don't want it again. I've had it and it's not fun. So yeah, never mix those two. Moon Juice gets its own special night, Differin gets its own special night. And I will use Differin every other night of the week now. When I first started this, I had to really take my time with it, and I only used it once a week, and then I used it twice a week, and I gradually worked my way up to now I can use it. I can actually use this every night now if I want, but I don't because I have other products that I'm working into my routine. So that is my Differin and my exfoliant. Okay, so moving on to the second item that I think has made the biggest difference in my skin, helping with sunspots, age spots, whatever you want to call them. I had freckles on my cheek that I didn't have 10 years ago. That is sunspots. That is not like cutesy fun. That is like signs of sun damage. So the freckles, the enlarged pores, hyperpigmentation, that red mark on my cheek. So this is the item that I think has made the biggest difference. First of all, I started off with Differin Dark Spot Correcting Serum. This has, why is it not focusing? This has 2% hydroquinone. This I ordered online from Amazon.com because you couldn't get it in Canada, and I think now they have quit selling it over the counter in the States as well, because hydroquinone, although this is the gold standard for sunspots, dark spots, hyperpigmentation, melasma, stuff like that, also comes with risks, because if you use this incorrectly or for a prolonged period of time, you can actually suffer rebound hyperpigmentation where your skin will actually start to get worse. However, you guys, I was following the directions. I used this for 3 months on, 3 months off, and I think this made a huge difference. Honestly, I saw such an improvement. I didn't realize how much this was helping until a few months had passed. I don't use this anymore because I'm paranoid about the risks. I'm paranoid about the hyperpigmentation, the rebound hyperpigmentation. So I did do some research and I switched to other items that are also good for dark spots and hyperpigmentation, but are not as risky, or you don't have to worry about using them long term. So I do still have this bad boy in my closet, and I may dig it out again and use it again. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. This is, like I said, the gold standard. A lot of people use this. Really good result, but am a little nervous. So, however, I have to say I quit using this last year in about like September, October. And so I've had adequate time since stopping this and trying something else to see if the other thing is gonna work. So I know that the other thing is working. I hope that makes sense. So like, I don't think all of my results was from this. I think it's just from using a skin lightening serum in general. So let me show you what I switched to. So I switched to Skinceuticals Floritin CF, and this is, in French, this is a broad range antioxidant treatment combining 2% Floritin, 10% L-ascorbic acid, and 0.5% ferulic acid. So apparently this is supposed to be really, really good for brightening and evening your skin tone and your skin complexion. And as you can see, I've used I don't know if you can see it. I've used a pretty good chunk. The bottle is like right there. This is expensive, you guys. This little bottle was $175, but you do only use a few drops every day, and you can use a few drops twice a day if you want. I mostly just use it once a day at night. And so I think that this has helped quite a bit. The L-ascorbic acid, that is the, what do you call it? The formulation of vitamin C that's supposed to be more stable. The issue with vitamin C serums is that a lot of them are not very stable. The moment you put them on your skin, they might not work as well once they're exposed to oxygen and light, from what I understand. So I think that this is the type of vitamin C that is more stable. So otherwise I was like a little bit like skeptical about it, but this gets really good reviews, you guys. And also I know people who have used this personally and have had really good results. So I did go with this. I really like it. Will I repurchase it? I don't know, because I have a couple of other items I'm going to share with you. But I have really liked this, and I think this has helped as well. And the other thing that I started using, this is from Topicals, and this is called their Faded Serum. So this is a brightening and clearing serum that is for uneven skin tone, and yeah, just helps with evening your skin tone and getting rid of dark spots and hyperpigmentation. So this has a whole bunch of like gold standard ingredients like kojic acid, tranexamic acid, niacinamide, licorice root, and azelaic acid. So this apparently is like a powerhouse for getting rid of like dark spots and sunspots and hyperpigmentation and stuff like that. And the only downside about this stuff is it kind of smells funny. It has like a funky smell, but it doesn't deter me from using it. By the way, this also has a funky smell. The Floritin CF has a funky smell, but it goes away after you put it on your skin. And frankly, I don't care. If it's gonna help my skin look better and get rid of like sunspots and signs of aging, what the heck do I care? I'm gonna use it. And so I don't get any redness, any irritation. This, I think, has made a big difference. So these are the two items that I've been using in place of my dark spot corrector from Different. And I have still been seeing positive results. My skin continues to improve. You know, whether it was one or the other, I don't know for sure, so I do apologize for that. But one night I'll use this, and every single night, except my Different and exfoliant nights, every single night I do use my Skinceuticals. So, and actually some nights I use this with my Different. And I haven't had any issues with like irritation or redness or anything like that. So pretty much every single night I go in with my Floritin CF unless it's an exfoliation night. So one other product that I recently got, and I've just kind of started using it, so I cannot tell you whether I've had good results or like how well it works, is from Paula's Choice. And this is the Paula's Choice Discoloration Repair Serum with tranexamic acid and bakuchiol. I hope I'm saying that properly. And this fades the look of brown and gray patches. So this is supposed to be really good again for that hyperpigmentation, those areas of your skin that are looking a little bit like spotty and, you know, brown and signs of sun damage. So I'm really excited about this. It has no funky smell. It's like a very nice like serum. It's kind of like a serum-y, creamy kind of thing. And if I use this, I just use it the same way that I use my Faded. And this I just have only used like 2 or 3 times, so I cannot comment. But this is another one just to keep on your radar. So those are really the 2 main things that I think have made the biggest difference in my skin, is the retinoid and any of the skin brightening items. Oh, and the other thing, we cannot forget the other thing I started doing 2 years ago, you guys. Can you guess? Can you guess? I wore sunscreen. I never, so this is my obviously daytime. I don't put this on at night, so I completely forgot. But I started using sunscreen on my face every single day, sometimes twice a day, depending on if I was going out again later and whatever. I started using this religiously every single day, even if I wasn't leaving the house. So even if I was going to stay home all day and I'm editing videos or I'm cleaning the house, hanging out at home, not going out, not spending time outdoors or outside or in the sun, I started using sunscreen on my face every single day, sometimes twice a day. First of all, you have to. Like, if you're using Differin and acid exfoliants and other things that can potentially make your skin sensitive, you have to be using sunscreen. Otherwise, you're going to be doing more harm than good. You're going to make your skin very sensitive to sun, increase your risk of photoaging, increase your risk of sunburn and sun damage. So if you're using any fancy schmancy products, you're going to be basically working an uphill battle unless you're wearing sunscreen. So you have to wear sunscreen. This was the other thing that I think has made such a huge difference, because not only did it help prevent further sun damage, but this in combination with my other fancy ingredients, I think has just really helped make such an improvement in my skin, you guys. So I really do truly feel at this point in my life, I'm aging backwards instead of forwards. Like, that is the difference sunscreen has made for me. Highly recommend. And this is my holy grail. I have tried lots of different face sunscreens. I just keep coming back to the Aveeno SPF 50 sensitive skin for face. Yes, it is, as you can see, it's on my finger. Yes, it is a mineral sunscreen. So this is, I think, is it zinc? Yeah, zinc oxide, 21%. So when you put this on your face, it is a little bit casty at first. It's a bit of a white cast, but it does sort of fade. And personally, I don't mind a bit of a white cast because it kind of acts like a brightening primer. Very moisturizing, no breakouts, doesn't sting your eyes. That's why I like a mineral sunscreen, because it does not sting my eyes. I've tried chemical sunscreens. I hate them because I always get them in my eyes, whether I'm sweating or I, inadvertently touch my eye or something. I use a mineral sunscreen. So yeah, that would be the other thing, but this obviously is just in the morning. All right, so there's just a couple of items left that I want to talk to you about, and these are items that are fairly new to me, and I just, so far I like them, and I'm kind of curious to see how the results will be, so I want to share them with you. So one thing is this moisturizer. It's very random. This is the Ice Moisturizer from Sunday Riley. I heard really good things about this and I bought it, and this tiny little container, you guys, is like $30. It's so expensive, but it's so nice. It's so like luxurious, and when I put this on my skin, I just feel like I'm being pampered with the most expensive face cream, and it feels so good. But I only use this when I really want to treat myself. But this is very moisturizing, and honestly, you guys, I'm tempted to get a large container of this when this one runs out, but I think this will take a while to run out of. So this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can tell, but it's very rich. It's even richer than the Cetaphil, and like I said, a little bit goes a long way. And it has like this ever so subtle, like slight, like almondy smell to it. So for those of you who are like fragrance freaks like me, and you like something that smells kind of luxurious, it doesn't smell perfumed. Like it's not strong. It's not like something like Brazilian Boom Boom Cream strong. It's just like a very subtle like lotion smell. It smells so nice, so luxurious, you guys. And yeah, a little bit goes a long way. So I think this is going to last me quite a while. But I kind of only use that when I want to treat my skin. But when I use this, you guys, my skin is it feels so good. It's just so luxurious, and I just love it. So that's something new that I've been kind of using a little bit. And the other two things are from The Ordinary. So these I have seen on lots of dermatology channels, and this one here is Arginine. So Arginine solution 10%. This is supposed to be the Botox in a bottle. This is supposed to have the same effects as Botox, but without needing the injections. So for complete transparency, I have gotten Botox, but in my forehead, nowhere else on my face. So the photo that I showed you in the beginning with the before and after, first of all, Botox doesn't help with any of that stuff. Botox doesn't help with hyperpigmentation and freckles. It helps with fine lines and wrinkles. So anyways, I haven't gotten my Botox touched up in my forehead for a couple months now, and I'm wondering if I don't need it again. Like, I'm gonna try using this and just see how it goes. Apparently this isn't quite as strong as actual Botox, but people who use it do see a reduction in fine lines and wrinkles. Currently I don't really have like crow's feet. I don't have like smile lines or anything like that. But before I started getting Botox, I started to notice that, especially if I was underslept, especially if I was tired or didn't drink enough water, the lines in my forehead would start looking like more pronounced and it would take longer for them to disappear. And I was like, oh my gosh, we have to put a stop to that. So that's why I started getting Botox, and I'm hoping that this is, is good. You're supposed to apply this to your forehead and around the sides of your eyes, I think twice a day. And yeah, I've seen Doctorly, like the channel Doctorly, talk about this. I've heard Dr. Dre talk about this. Apparently this is really good. Lots of anecdotal evidence as well. So yeah, I'm kind of excited. I've been trying this. And the other item that I started using is the Matryxil. So this is Matryxil 10% plus hyaluronic acid. So this is a high strength peptide. And this is supposed to help with, I think, enhancing collagen production and just like plumping your skin and helping with fine lines and wrinkles as well. And this one apparently, when combined with the arginine, apparently these two are like a bomb combination, like so good together. So I got them together because this is cheap. Like these were like $9 a bottle, which is ridiculous. Like that is so affordable compared to some other expensive stuff you can get, and really good like evidence to show that they're effective. And yeah, a lot of dermatologists really like these two products. So I figure, it can't hurt. And I have to say, you guys, I tried this for the first time actually last night, putting it on my face, and it feels so nice on your skin. This is kind of like a gel, like serum-y gel kind of thing, and this one's a little bit more like watery. And I just put the two together in my palm, mixed them together and applied them, and it felt so nice. Like it's quite moisturizing. It feels like it really helps with the moisture of my skin, and it just felt very nice. And yeah, so I'm really excited to see how those two work. But essentially, you guys, since this video is about the main things that helped my skin, here they are: sunscreen, retinoid, and some sort of dark spot corrector. Those three together, I'm telling you, that is your holy grail. Pick a dark spot corrector. I really like the faded. Lots of people seem to really like the faded. This, I mean, be careful, whatever. I don't even know if you can get it. And Paula's Choice, like there's lots of different like dark spot correctors and things that help with brightening and evening out skin tone that you can get. But get yourself some sort of dark spot corrector, get yourself some sort of retinoid, and wear sunscreen. Like that's the biggest thing, honestly. Forget about all the other fancy stuff. Just in my opinion, those are like the gold standard things. To show you, I just took this out of the box. This is the lactic acid plus hyaluronic acid exfoliant from the Ordinary. I just took it out of the box, and that's the color. So it's like a dark color. So we'll put that there. Yeah, so that's kind of like my current, what I'm using, you guys. It looks complicated, but honestly it's not. Once you learn what you can and can't mix, once you learn like the proper order to apply things, it becomes very easy. The basic rule of thumb is put your lightest, more serum-y things first, and then finish off with your occlusives if you have any, such as an oil. If you try to put an oil on first and then active ingredients, the active ingredients are gonna have a harder time getting through your oil. So, by the way, this is all stuff I've learned from watching like Dr. Dre. Literally watching Dr. Dre and watching like other dermatologist channels. There's such a wealth of knowledge. I honestly cannot thank Dr. Dre enough, because it's because of her that I even learned about this stuff. It's because of her that I started using sunscreen. Yeah, so it really does pay to do your research and watch people that know what they're doing. Don't watch beauty influencers who have no idea what they're doing. Watch the people who actually have some education on the topic. And also, like I said in the beginning, seek advice from your own doctor, your own dermatologist, because there's always nuances and caveats and whatever. So yeah, so that's really it for today's video, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed hearing about my skincare that I like to use and the things that I think have made the biggest change in my appearance of my skin. And I'm gonna do like follow-up pictures probably in 6 months or so, just to see if there's any other changes. By the way, your skin cell turnover time depends on your age. So the younger you are, the faster you're going to see results with things, and the older you are, the longer it's going to take to see results with things, because as you age, your skin takes longer to renew and regenerate. So when people say things like, oh, I tried this cream and like a week later, oh my gosh, wrinkles are gone, my marks are gone. No, it doesn't happen that fast. It doesn't happen that fast. So anything that you see after like a week is like very superficial. Like sure, you could have plumping, you could have moisturizing, which might look like it's improved, but to actually see those deep, like to actually see the reversing of the sun damage and reversing of that hyperpigmentation and stuff like that, you're looking at like 1 to 2 months, you guys. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, and that's it for today. So that was it for today's video, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. It was something a little bit different, but hopefully it helped somebody out there. I always find it interesting to see what other people are using on their skin. I always love to hear, you know, what do people like, what do they not like. It just helps me make decisions, or it inspires me to try something new. So it's kind of just like a fun topic in general. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video.